Hello guys, and welcome to a new Star Division 2 video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I have for you a 10 versus 10 on Krupki, and I'm going to be playing with the 3rd Guards Tank Corps with the balanced deployment type. As you can see, the game's already underway, but I thought I would mix things up today since I have been putting a lot of 1v1 content on the channel, so coming back to 10v10 for this one to show off the 3rd Guards, which did receive a buff in the last patch, which actually came out quite a while ago now, which was mainly to the ISU 152s. So not only can they bring in one at 2-star veterancy in phase A, which is pretty nice, you also now get extra cards of them in this division, and they cost less, so they're 115 points apiece. At 2 vet, their rate of fire is actually quite decent. I mean, it's only 3 round per minute rate of fire base. The 2 vet puts it up to probably like 5 round per minute rate of fire, but it's still pretty good considering the 152mm payload that it's throwing towards the enemy. As you can see at the start, I'm going to be joined by Lycus on this right hand side. He's going to be using the 15th Scots to help us out, and we also have a couple units from Saw and a couple units from Vector by the looks of things, but mainly just me and Lycus on this right hand side. I've got myself a 37mm AA piece to cover both my IS-2 1944 and the ISU 152 that I brought in at the start here. Lycus doing a fantastic job pushing up onto Black Crab's tanks here early on. His sod actually getting some kills, would you look at that, before it blows up. Number AA pinning down the rest, but the Boyd Firefly going to be able to clean that up, and that's given us a pretty good position here. Now Krupki generally is relatively unbalanced on this side of the map, I would say. If you don't hold here, it basically becomes very difficult to get back across this river. And so the idea from our perspective, since we're on this side of the map, is to push as hard as we can early on in order to basically cut off this bridge. And if we can get eyes on this bridge from this position, then yeah, it just basically makes it impossible for them to get anything done. I'm looking for the kill here onto the Boyd Firefly. Unfortunately my IS-2 is going to take a little while to reload, but Black Crab's committing to that engagement. His 170mm of penetration is not really going to do the job though, and that's going to be a direct hit. Spalling. Goodbye Firefly. Even without the Spalling crit, that would have been dead. All the while, my ISU 152 here going to be blowing those infantry away. Smashing them as they come across the bridge. Look at that. 7 damage taken out of that 2 vet squad. Another shot going to be fired to finish off the Panzergrenadier, and that's the rest of the infantry that we've got to deal with for now. Meanwhile on our left, the Goon is pushing up with his 2nd US infantry. If he has some M4DDs, he could push this quite effectively. But I'm going to be moving up my IS-2 even further. The ISU 152 going to be following up. BA-64 moving on to provide me some recon. The Dosor squad moving up. I've got my 37 moving up. Going to have to be careful with that though, as it is constantly being RT'd, so going to need to get that into cover. And I've also brought up a commander now, so that we can get extra veterancy onto my IS-2 and the ISU 152 eventually with some leadership like this. The GV Comrotti coming in to provide that leadership there. So now the next thing to do is try and put pressure onto the town. We've taken this flag, which is the important flag on this side, which is giving us the 13 to 11. And now we want to get into this town and try and take this flag, so that if our team takes flags elsewhere and we get a 15 to 9, then we start double ticking our enemy. That is the plan, at least. And on the hill right now, McShab's actually done a good job to get into this position. Down the right, just moving more and more stuff up. Got a guards going to be unload position over the bridge, but probably going to have to unload preemptively. The main thing is just waiting for everything to get into position to make the next push. Now, the reason I wanted to make a video about this today was just to show off how strong the ISU 152s are at the moment. And I think this was a game that really allowed the ISU 152s to shine, because I'm sitting on this side of the river and the ISU 152s can just fire freely into the town. A nice engagement there for the IS-2. Does manage to kill the Panther. And now it's got 2-star veterancy, so it's going to be able to reload even faster. The ISU 152 is now onto 3 veterancy, which is really big. Primarily the leaders here for the IS-2, so I've just got it on a follow order. I'm also trying to get the 37mm AA closer, so that also benefits potentially from the veterancy if I'm not going to push forwards it like aggressively too much. I will need to take care of the Pack 40 though, so the ISU 152 is moving up into the next light cover. Meanwhile, the IS-2, they're going to be getting the martyr kill. Now the guard's going to be trying to make a little bit of a play across the river, but going to come under fire from the black 20mm. One shot from my ISU 152 deals with the Pack 40 for me. A shot from the martyr actually loader knocks my IS-2 1944. This ISU going to be dealing with that 20mm. Allows my guards to continue the push across. A nice little play here from this fella. Getting some smoke down, using the river to cross his infantry to put pressure back onto this flag, because this is definitely one way in which you can get pressure back onto this flag. We just got to make sure that that doesn't happen, and we're going to have more or less an advantage from here on out on this side of the river. I'm going to be bringing up a couple more Shermans actually now to join the IS-2 and the ISU in dominating this side of the river. Those guards having a bad time, but these ones have managed to get across, and Vector's managed to get some infantry into the bottom side of this town, so that's good as well. Unfortunately, Vector did fire his Su-76s next to my commander. This is something that I would say not to do if you are a less experienced Division 2 player. I would not recommend firing any artillery near your friend's commanders, because particularly a commander like this, a motorcycle, is incredibly weak. And as soon as the opponents start trying to counter battery these Su-76s, it's only going to take one hit for this motorcycle to go boom. And then that becomes an issue. Now I've had to move it to the left, which is a little bit risky for me, because if there's any recon here, they might actually see this. So yeah, I've kind of been pushed out of position there with that commander, but I'm okay for now. You know, I'm happy that I got my guards into the town here. The IS-2 and the ISU are doing their job. I mean, I'm going to have to get some supply in soon though, because as you can see, my IS-2 is down to 6 shells total, and the ISU 152 only has 3 HE shells left. Pack 43 is going to be showing itself on the right hand side. I've got to make sure that my IS-2 doesn't get into line of sight of that. At max range, you know, the IS-2 still has a little bit of a chance to bounce the Pack 43, but this is a big AT gun, and it's definitely capable of penetrating ISU 1 or IS-2 1944s through the front armor. Another Pack 40 going to be showing itself, and the best thing for them to do in this situation would be to unload the AT gun on the road and push it through one of the back gardens here closer to these units so that they have a better penetration chance. Having them kind of revealed in the open further back is just making them sitting ducks for my ISU 152s. The OB is going to be coming in now as well to provide extra fire support across the river. They are also mainly here to help against the infantry that's on the right side there. And with this Pack 43 unloading, I'm going to have to back off. My IS-2 is actually out of HE, so what I'm going to do is use my leader to smoke it off and reverse. My OB did manage to get into range of the Pack 43, so that's really nice. And the ISU 152 of Grim Guy gets a nice direct shot. His also has 2 vet thanks to my leader here. So he's benefiting from that, and the OB is going to get the kill. Now a couple Maxims on the way, coming in with 50 cal half-tracks. Unfortunately, my leader's going to go down though. So no more veterancy for the IS-2 for now, and the ISU-152. That is the only issue with having your leaders follow your tank so closely, is that if they do come under artillery fire, they are going to be collateral. So do be careful of that. If you can, you're probably going to want to micro it further away from the tanks that you're babysitting. OB's here trying to kill these Marders at least. And I've got a couple Shermans. They're going to be able to make an offensive push across the river. Just got to be careful of this Pak 43, which will be able to shoot onto the bridge. But I'm trying to get my OB here to move forwards and get in range of that. I've also got the Maxims moving into position with the half-tracks. The beauty of the half-tracks in this situation is that it's going to be very difficult for him to get units over here to deal with these. Like, yeah, he can funnel AT guns like over the bridge here, but it's just a long way for them to go, and it's very inconvenient. So another leader on its way, and I've also got supply on the way now, because I do want to make sure that these IS-2 and the ISU stay effective throughout. Pak 43 going to be pinned by the Maxims and the M2A1. It does manage to kill one of them, but with my OB now in direct line of fire, that Pak 43 should be dealt with shortly, and that's going to allow my M4s to move across the river if they don't get stuck. Okay, no, we're just stopping to fire at the MG42. Now the Emchas here able to help with the Panzervernichtungs, able to get into this town quite nicely. I should have made sure that they got across the bridge though. They're kind of sitting ducks when they stay on the bridge. The other trouble with staying on the bridge is you can potentially leave your wrecks there, and then it makes it more difficult for your future units to get across. There's a lot of enemy AA though, and that Typhoon going to be going down. Let's get some more cinematic shots. Big old explosion coming in there, that's from the Grille. And now, as I said before, going to be zooming them across, get them off the bridge, out of line of sight of anything scary. Now my IS-2 and ISU going to be killing off the Panzer IV here. My supply truck going to be moving up to give them more ammo. And once I get more HE, I'm going to be able to use the IS-2 as well to engage any of the support weapons like these MG42s that they might have. And the great thing about the IS-2 is it's not only good at killing tanks, its HE is actually pretty good. It does have 3 damage. So using it as HE fire support is not necessarily a bad thing. Supply, now going to be getting these sorted, and also got the veterancy there, which is very nice. Another ISU going to be on the way, this one coming in at the 1 vet, so also going to benefit from the 2-star veterancy of the leader, pushing it to 3 vet. Unfortunately, artillery there going to be taking out my commander, probably due to either the Su-76 is firing, as you can see, the counter battery is trying to come in on them, and yeah, I was going to say maybe it had been spotted as well from the church or something, but it looks like that was just a collateral because of the Su-76s, which is a shame. I probably should have tried to move it further away, but I didn't expect that kind of artillery to be hitting me, especially with that bad dispersion, because it's likely that that's coming from really far away in the middle of the map over there, which is why the dispersion's so large and why I accidentally hit my commander. Without the commander, I'm only providing +1 vet. My ISU-152 with the 2 vet base is still going to be good enough. And well, unfortunately, a random artillery shell is going to come in and kill my Studebaker, so I actually lose my supply. That was a shame as well. Now shots going across from the IS-2 1944 towards Whitman. I got the double ISU going to be fire positioning back here. Try and do damage whatever was there. This also has the potential to unload stuff on the road, particularly infantry that's not in an armoured transport. But check out this IS-2, it's still doing work. Just free killing the Jagdpanzers. My guards both, unfortunately, unloaded here preemptively before they get across the bridge. Because of all the artillery coming in for my ISUs, it's causing issues on this road. Now this IS-2, I have moved it up potentially a little bit too far because it leaves me kind of vulnerable to being side shot through these trees. You see the Jagdpanzer coming around the corner there, like potential side shots happening. There was a Grilla that died on the left-hand side. Left-hand side is actually struggling quite a lot, so I brought in an IS-2 over here to help out. Because we're currently at 12 to 12. Obviously, we don't want that moving forwards. If we manage to take the town, then that will definitely help a lot. And my Sherman's helping support the goons' basics and glider crew of Genjeft. It's really nice for those. It means that these are going to get pretty good value if my tanks are just like pinning them down. Fortunately, the ISU-152 that was the hero did go down. I believe I also lost my IS-2-1944, so I'm going to need to replace both of those now. Panzer IV is dealt with though. Pioneer's going to be going down. Tempest's flooding in from Inky. Just to probably go for some strafing runs. Can see the Verflammen, so looking to strafe that. I got some Sapperly on the way. Sapperly are going to be a good choice for pushing through the town. So that's why I was bringing them up. And yeah, it's going to be even more on the way. And this time, these are coming through on this main road. The great thing about the Sapperly is they're not only good at close range because of the HE, like the TNT that they can throw, but also because of the SVTs, which makes them really strong. The M4 going to get hit directly by a rocket from one of these Verflammen, so that died. The other one managed to stay alive, and now with the off-map coming in from Lycus, looks like we're going to be able to take some ground. Currently still sitting at the 14 to 10, with 72 minutes left on the clock. This is a server, this Krupki server, that lasts for an hour and a half, if it's even. Thankfully we have a decent advantage, even pushing to a 15 to 9 now. IS-2 did manage to kill a Tiger. Very nice indeed, just trying to use the building here to make sure that I'm not engaging more than one at a time. So I can kind of like sneak it around the edge, use line of sight. My opponent's now going to be smoking it off though. I'm probably going to be focusing more on this side once again, on the far right. Getting my Sapperly to push forwards behind Lycus's off-map. So my 4 Sapperly there, advancing into the town, and then the 4 extra Sapperly here, going to be joining them. Meanwhile on the left, another IS-2 coming in. We are still in phase B, with 1 minute remaining till phase C. So IS-2 Komlotis were like the only tanks that I really had access to. But it's not too bad because I can spread these out a little bit and it will provide command to Jedi Master's units and also anyone else who's decided to come and help on that left-hand side. But if we take back this flag on the ridge, it's 15 to 9 again because the Goon has managed to get across here and push very heavily with his Rangers. Grumguy's also done a decent job with Lycus taking this, so good job to them. Sapperly dealing with the Panzergrens nicely, finishing them off. Yeah, yeah, we're just going to make sure that we control this. I'm bringing up the IS-2 Community on the far left here, because what I can do is like kind of cover the open on the far left, and we can also like maybe move it up afterwards and cover this left road on this town, which stops them bringing reinforcements down from over here. But a cheeky Pierre up here. Surprised that hasn't killed much yet. I've also got guards coming up. It's going to be important to kind of screen my IS-2s. Right, my Sapperly pushing forwards very aggressively. I see a bunch of infantry coming though, so I'm going to be forced to unload. My M4 still very much alive on the crossroads, just providing cover. Going to be getting that to fast move up and engage all of these pioneers. The other thing is I need the M4 to kill the half-tracks for me, because the Sapperly are going to have a real hard time taking them out. Technically, the Sapperly can kill the half-tracks with their TNT, but it would require more than one, and that would take a while. So it's much better for me to just like rush up the M4 and get the kills on the half-tracks, so that he can't use that as support while the pioneers engage my Sapperly. So TNT just going to be thrown and just going to be trading Sapperly for pioneers. And off map's going to be coming down on top of that road again. Oh, Focke-Wulf strike here. It's going to be pretty nasty. Vector Kamarov's IS-2 in a bad spot. The ISU 152 taking rocket strikes as well, but none of them get kills. Wow. Vector Kamarov getting pretty lucky there with the Panzerblitz rockets coming in. On the left, my IS-2 creeping up. But our opponents do have some units in these trees, so got to be a little bit careful there. Meanwhile, the guards are going to be pushing up, and I've got my IS-2 in a position to cover this part of the town. So this would potentially be a 16th flag now. If we push to like 18 flags, I think it's like a triple tick. But now we are getting off map, so they're looking to make a play back in our direction. But Inky moving up with some off map. That is some nasty off map placement. This is like their spawn. The 381mm off map gonna get sniped by the back 40. And there comes the off map right into the back there. Gonna be hitting and unloading things as they come out of the spawn. Has potential, of course, to kill the 81mm mortar carriers. And the big shots also coming down from 381. That's gonna just like one-shot the Verbelwind and stuff if it hits it. All the while, bringing up an ISU 152 here to help support. My Sherman did go down over here as I started focusing way more on the left. So I've got a couple tankos, they're going to be pushing in. Unfortunately, I move up this hill straight into the eyes of a Panzerschreck. That was unfortunate. Pretty typical, to be honest. The one unit that would be there. But no, good play by Bear, making sure that he had the close AT support so that his pioneers can be successful and not get shut down by armor. But I did manage to kill that Panzerschreck, so the M2 half-tracks are going to be quite effective here. Pioneers getting their grenades off though is never good. And I didn't have the Molotov to engage this pioneer. And again, that's probably checking elsewhere, since the Sapperly are being pushed in by all of these B2s. So, what's the best thing I can do? Well, we're going to have to just like TNT the B2s. So I actually just committed to doing this. Get those TNT on target. That's going to be one down. It's going to be two down. I do have the ISU 152 covering the road as well, but the B2 is going to have a hard time killing that. So, last B2 almost gone there, but the ISU 152 actually misses at that range. Absolute derp gun on that thing sometimes. I did also lose this IS-2 in the meantime because of the King Tiger. King Tiger killed that. So I lost both my IS-2s on the left. On the right, just trying to focus on microing the ISU. And just waiting for more points, I guess, to bring in more tanks and more support weapons and so on. My Saponi holding a good position for now. All the while, the Goon is pushing to the left with Grimguy. They've secured this area really well. And now it looks like a bunch of the enemy players pushing back towards us over there. But 3 minutes 20 seconds left on the clock. And yeah, this game was basically just showing off how effective the IS-2 and ISU combo really is. And I think the Third Guard's got a huge buff in team games. Thanks to the change on the ISU 152s. And them being cheaper, having more availability, it's very big. And Genjeft here actually throwing loads of air landing into this off map. That's probably not the greatest idea. But if he can get these unloaded next to the Tiger or the King Tiger, he can actually get Piat kills, so that's going to be quite nice. Very cheeky kill there. But here comes the off-map. Right on top of all those air landing. And it's not just any off-map, it's the 132 mil off-map. So Genjeft having a bit of a rough time there with his air landing. Churchill's going to have to back off from the engagement with the Tiger. I've now got an IS-2 1944 and an ISU 152 heading to the mid. I was hoping to get involved with pushing back with these Panthers and Tigers and so on. Because at a distance, the IS-2 1944 is a very, very strong tank. So sneak this up, get the shot onto the Tiger. No hero kill for the Churchill 4 today, Lycus. Or Churchill 6, sorry, not Churchill 4. These are Churchill 6s. The ISU now is out of AP ammo though. That's not good. It won't be able to engage any tanks very effectively from here on out. I'm going to be bringing up a couple of guards for the left, a couple of guards DP. My IS-2s are... My IS-2 and ISU are arriving. So Paddy here, I'm having a real hard time against that Tiger, but just check out the wrecks on this road. It's having to like navigate its way around. Gonna be putting some TNT on it there, hoping to kill it. It is a little bit stuck right now because of all the wrecks. I've got a little bit of TNT left, just one from each. Seeing if I can potentially take that out. And there we go. We get it. Tiger goes down to the TNT of the Sapode. And it also took out the aftercolor as well. So a nice cheeky kill there towards the end of the game. I've got my guards coming to screen for my IS-2 and ISU. And the guards on the left moving to help the Goon push that back. But that is going to be it. That is the game. And a real fun one. 28 minutes, 50 seconds. Nice chill 10v10 that I think really showed off the strengths of the Third Guards. In the end, we got 2,796 kills to 1,590 losses. I did end up losing like 3 IS-2s or maybe 4 IS-2s, but until this one died, it did a fantastic job. Look at that. Boy to Firefly Panther killed the Marders. It killed the Panzergrens for me. Killed the Pak 40, Panzer 4, Marder 3, killed all of the Jagdpanzers. The ISU certainly helped with a lot of damage as well as kills. There's one thing that you don't really see in the kill list is the amount of damage that they do to squads. Like in this case, like the kills onto the Panzergrens here were actually mainly due to the ISU 122. But this ISU 152, this was the one in the town, killing the tiger, killing the B2s for me. And the Sapley there, claiming the tiger kill at the end. Beautiful. Alright, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. A bit of a change back to 10v10. Hopefully I'll be bringing you guys more team games in the future, as well as the 1v1s, of course. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.